Hey, good morning. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer. This is the Texas Weather Roundup for Thursday, the 23rd of February, 2023. We've got some fog out there this morning across the coastal regions of Texas, but overall, we're looking at a pretty decent day as a cool front slowly makes its way south and eventually stalls out tonight and tomorrow. Obviously, temperatures this morning south of the cool front across most of Texas are quite warm and spring-like. Just pop on over to the high resolution rapid refresh model. This will show us what we're expecting for today, tonight, into Friday. Now, we are going to see an uptick in cloud cover throughout the day, but especially tonight and on Friday as a weak upper level storm system passes overhead. You can see this model depicts an area of generally light rain, drizzly garbage. It's just on Friday, and we're just not looking at the greatest weather on Friday across the state. Now, we're not looking at much heavy rain, no severe storms, no wintry mischief garbage nonsense, but it's just not going to be a great Friday out there, and the same thing's generally expected for Saturday, with the highest chances for light to at times moderate rainfall across North Texas, Texoma, Northeast Texas tomorrow and into Saturday. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be raining the entire time, nor does that mean it's going to necessarily be a washout. In fact, here's the forecast rain totals for mostly tomorrow into Saturday. And again, the potential for 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of rainfall across portions of Texoma, generally along 82 from Nocona east to Texarkana, the DFW Metroplex east to, let's just say, north of Tyler to Longview to Marshall, up into northeast Texas, with the heaviest rains in northeast Texas into southeast Oklahoma, southwestern Arkansas. The potential for, again, 1/10 to locally up to 1/4 inch of rain over the 2-day time frame, Friday and Saturday. So not going to be the nicest weather, but it's not necessarily going to be a washout raining all the time either. On the flip side of things, as we take a look at the fire weather outlook, compared to yesterday's very high to extreme fire danger ratings across the western half of Texas, today we're looking at a tamer moderate to locally high fire danger threat generally across the western third to western half of Texas. Tomorrow, highest fire danger ratings across Big Bend National Park in southwest Texas, down into the Rio Grande Plains, Rio Grande Valley, where temperatures will be toasty and the potential for wildfires high to locally very high. And then on Saturday, we're going to see that risk be on the low side across the, a good chunk of Texas, really, with, again, a locally higher threat across deep South Texas and the Rio Grande Valley. As we look at temperatures, you can definitely see we are going to have a bit of a cold front making its way south into Texas today, but for most of us, it's going to be warm. Temperatures yesterday, 95 degrees in Corpus Christi, broke the old record high by 4 degrees. Today, hopefully, y'all in Corpus Christi will be able to stay right around 75 to 85 degrees. A little bit of a sea breeze coming inland, but those of you in deep South Texas down the Rio Grande Plains, McAllen, looking at 97 degrees this afternoon. On the flip side of things, where we've had a cool front move through and it's quite cold this morning in the teens, temperatures this afternoon probably not going to get out of the 30s in places like Spearman over to Perryton down to Canadian in the northeastern Texas Panhandle. But again, for most of us, today is going to be warm. So we head into tomorrow, you can definitely see that cold front making its way a little further south, but stalling out with the northern half of Texas on the cold side, comparatively speaking. High temperatures in the 40s to lower and middle 50s with cloud cover, some drizzle, light showers. But you can see where the cool front doesn't make it through, we're going to have high temperatures in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and more lower 90s for those of you in deep South Texas. And as we head into Saturday, cool front starts to slowly move back north is a warm front. We'll see high temperatures 60s, 70s, 80s, southern half of Texas, southwest Texas, going to be a decent day to be out at Big Bend National Park. El Paso looks like lower to mid 70s for y'all on Saturday. Starting to see some warming up in the Panhandle where we can see the sun come out, and especially in the lower elevations, you can see the river basin there showing up quite nicely on the high temperature forecast on Saturday in the western Panhandle. Still some cloud cover may help keep temperatures comparatively cooler northwest Texas, the big country Texoma, with highs comparatively cooler again in the 50s, and then big changes for Sunday as we see those south winds return with a vengeance. We're going to start seeing moisture return quickly, highs 70s, 80s statewide, and that brings us to our next problematic weather maker, and that is our upper level storm system expected to arrive the second half of Sunday into Monday morning. This is going to look at the forecast upper level jet stream. Sunday afternoon, though, give or take, this could slow down by about 6 hours or so. You can see that kick in the jet stream coming on in Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening with a upper level low pressure area. The energy aloft with this likely to go negative tilt. That's where the storm system versus being like this positive tilt goes neutral, then negative tilt. Now, I'm not going to explain all that and bore you to death this morning, but in that process of going negative tilt, its energy level essentially doubles. So a very strong, potent upper level storm system arriving with spring-like temperatures in the 70s and 80s by Sunday afternoon. So those of you who've been around here for a while probably know what that means. And yes, you would be correct. Mama Nature wants to throw a tantrum. The Storm Prediction Center has already outlined a enhanced threat for severe thunderstorms Sunday evening into Monday morning across the eastern Texas Panhandle, Texoma, northwest Texas, generally along and east of a line from near Canadian, McLean, Childress, southeast on 287 down Vernon, Quanah to Wichita Falls. That's the orange shaded area. A level 2 out of 5 risk. The yellow shaded area, that's where severe storms are possible, probably Sunday evening and the Monday morning. Making things simple here, let's just say east of a line from Spearman, Amarillo, Lubbock, southeast to Abilene, east of the DFW Metroplex, northeast towards Bonham and New Boston and northeast Texas, and this is going to likely be a line of severe storms that's going to race east Sunday night into Monday morning. Potential for damaging wind gusts. Tornado threat could be there. Potential for some hail, but these are going to be moving east so quickly we shouldn't really have to deal with a flooding issue. And I mean, locations impacted are going to change as we get closer. We're still 4 days out, so there's going to be changes. We do encourage you to check back for updates. But again, this could be a pretty busy severe weather period. Sunday night into Monday morning across several regions of Texas. So we do encourage y'all to stay weather aware. And we'll definitely be watching it. And it wouldn't surprise me if our entire team, minus me, is out chasing the bloody thing. So we'll just wait and see what happens with that. But again, with those high temperatures on Sunday, 70s and 80s, strong south winds, dry line setting up, it could be a busy evening. This may be a nocturnal or after dark or after sunset event. So that would just add to the danger level. On Monday, high temperatures across the state, 60s in the Panhandle and far west Texas, El Paso, maybe right around 60 degrees in the borderland, 70s across northwest Texas down into the Concho Valley, Edwards Plateau, right around 80 degrees in Del Rio. We'll see 70s DFW down I-35, Austin, and then 80s across South Texas, the Rio Grande Valley, the Rio Grande Plains with 70s in southeast Texas. And again, you'll notice here behind that upper level storm system Sunday night, we're not expecting a big Arctic air mass to come in. So that will allow temperatures to remain above average as we head into next week, which leads us to another strong looking storm system in about 7 to 8 days that weather models in the long range are already trying to pin down for some severe weather mischief. So while winter is definitely not over yet, it does appear we're in for a bit of a spring stretch, and the upper level storm patterns tend to favor the possibility of a relatively active period of severe weather for the final week of February into the first week of March. So we're definitely going to be watching things closely here at the Texas Storm Chasers. We encourage you all to do the same. You can do so by downloading the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for the Texas Storm Chasers in your device's app store. If you're on Apple, you may not have been able to find it yesterday, but you will be able to find it today now that I've ponied up some money to them and my checkbook, my wallet, is lighter. Sad news, but that's okie dokie. Y'all have a good Thursday. We'll have the next Texas Weather Roundup out by 6 to 7 a.m. Friday. Have a good day. God bless.